The planet Madrigal belongs to the Unified Earth Government. It's a Level 4 water mine. The local colony is owned by the United Nations Space Command. They have a shaky political relationship with the UEG. People are afraid they'll send the Spartans against them. This guy has never seen them, and he compares the Spartans to regular Marines. Everyone immediately starts laughing.
Spartans aren't human. They're faster, stronger, smarter. They cannot be stopped.
At this time, Quan is out for a walk with his friends. They find a plant that can be used as cigarette filler. Suddenly, Quan notices an alien ship and asks his friends to run away, but it was too late. The aliens opened fire and killed several colonists. Quan launches a signal rocket. General Ha, who is also Quan's father, the people arm themselves and run to defensive positions. They thought the settlement was being attacked by the UNSC, but Quan tries to explain that it's not them. It's not people at all. A couple minutes later, the gates explode and the Covenanters appear out of the mist. The soldiers' weapons are unable to penetrate the Covenant's energy armor. The Covenants destroy everyone who gets in their pass, using not only firearms, but also energy blades. Quan wants to help his father, causing him to run out of hiding. A minute later, an alien breaks down the door and destroys everyone who was hiding in the shelter. A squad of Spartans comes to the aid of the settlement. They are far superior in strength to ordinary humans, and their combat training helps them easily destroy the Covenanters. Spartan 134, named Vanak, can even take out a couple of aliens with a regular steel stick. Spartan 125 Kai gets cornered. Master Chief breaks out the minigun and goes to help. In this battle, Ha doesn't manage to survive. Neither did everyone in the colony, with the exception of Quan. Master Chief gives the order, find the enemy's landing site. Turns out the Covenanters have been digging, but the Spartans don't know exactly what they wanted to find. Master Chief touches the device and the entire temple is activated. He begins to see visions of a man and a boy. Kai then brings Master Chief to his senses. Their reasoning is interrupted by a covenant. The alien activates invisibility and flies away in a small ship. Planet Reach, UNSC headquarters. Dr. Catherine is studying the rebel records. Admiral Parangoski enters the office. Catherine tells him about the unknown discovery. But what worries Parangoski is that Catherine is involved in a project that should have been shut down long ago. After the conversation, Catherine walks into the room where her clone was sleeping in a capsule. High Charity, Covenant Command. The Hierarch visits the human, Meke. They call her Blessed. It was Meke who predicted where the artifact could be found. The Hierarch reports that the enemy took the artifact, and he as Meke was able to activate it, because of which Meke orders this man to be brought to her. Master Chief decides to save the girl and puts her on his ship. Miranda is sorry for her loss and says that her settlement is not the first to face the Covenanters. The people need to unite or the whole world will be destroyed. Miranda asks Quan to record a message for the other rebel colonies and tell them what she saw. Quan doesn't want to cooperate with UNSC, but if they give Madrigal independence, she will do as they ask. Because of touching the artifact, Master Chief gradually gets sick and decides to run a diagnostic.
You gonna live?
Yes.
A little later, Master Chief says that he killed her mother. He says that he was just following orders. Just as suddenly, the order comes with the elimination of Quan. Master Chief gets up from his chair and turns off the security cameras. Parangoski doesn't understand why the Spartan didn't follow orders. Catherine tells him that after touching the artifact, Master Chief awakened a memory with his family. But he doesn't know that yet. Cortan's system will help solve problems like this. The authorities decide to lower the oxygen levels in Master Chief's ship and suit to make him unconscious. But even when all indicators register a loss of consciousness, he still activates the atmosphere controls. Parangoski gives the order to destroy Master Chief's ship. To do so, they raise an entire army of Marines. Master Chief's Silver Team is informed that their captain has fallen under the artifact's influence and must now be eliminated. But Catherine counters this order and asks the squad to protect Master Chief from anyone who wants to kill him. Quan points a rifle at Master Chief. He says he didn't turn off the oxygen. To gain her trust, he takes off his helmet and tells her his real name is John. He doesn't want the girl dead. Quan hands over the weapon, but John kicks it back. A couple minutes later, the ship lands. John touches the artifact once more, awakening new memories. Suddenly, the entire city is enveloped by an electrical pulse that shuts down all electronics. John's ship turns on and they fly away. 22 years ago, John was just training for the military. He spots his friend Soren. They were supposed to escape today, but John changed his mind. Soren tries to convey that they are all being powdered. Because of his experiments, Soren lost his arm. At first, John didn't want to let his friend go, but he still gave him 5 minutes to escape. In real time, the Silver Team gets the approximate coordinates of where Master Chief flew to. He decided to stop at an illegal station called The Rubble. The locals aren't happy about the Spartans' arrival. They decide to block the way with a car, but John easily pulls it back. The local leader, Soren, appears.
Nice you to drop by. Hello, Soren.
He asks his friend to look after Quan. His wife's name is Lyra. While gathering the UNSC chapters, Catherine tells them about Cortana. She is to overwrite the rebels' minds and replace them with artificial intelligence. This is the next step in human evolution. The council has to approve Cortana's project. On Madrigal, Grath kills all rebels who had anything to do with General Ha. Lyra tells Quan that she too has lost her family to a Covenant attack. Later, Soren touches the artifact, but nothing happens. He offers to communicate with Rhett. He got on a Covenant ship and made it out alive. Maybe he can help John. The man says that the Covenant religion is based on objects from the past. Rhett touches the device, but nothing happens. This is because he is not blessed. The man grabs the device and throws it at John. A pulse pulses through the entire base, and John slips into a flashback.
John!
Rhett yells that the Covenant is looking for this device to open the door to the end of all life in this world. John wants to get back to the base. He needs the other Spartans, but Quan will have to stay here. After a while, Master Chief surrenders to the Silver Team and arrives at headquarters. In the past, on the planet Oben, the rebels were in the business of disposing of garbage, but they were attacked by the Covenanters and took one girl to their ship. That girl was McKay. She wants to start searching for an artifact on Madrigal. Scientists have come to the conclusion that the artifact is over 100,000 years old. It may have been created before the Covenanters. Parangoski appoints Miranda head of the research team. She must find out if this device is really a weapon. Catherine wakes her clone and transfers her brain into the chip. John then undergoes a special procedure to insert the chip into his head. When the procedure is complete, Cortana shows up. She is supposed to help research the artifact and optimize Master Chief. But John doesn't exactly like his new partner. Catherine convinces John that his combat potential will now increase 100-fold.
This is a great leap forward for all of us.
A patrol ship spots the Covenanters. Scanning the ship, they see no signs of activity. Even the weapons are off. A voice link is activated. Makee asks for help. The soldiers send a rescue shuttle, not realizing it's a trap. Worms crawl out of everywhere and devour the Marines. Makee interrogates the captain, but he won't give her the information she needs. John activates the artifact, but when Cortana takes control, the artifact goes out. He's also allowed to return to the Spartan squad, and his squad is okay with that. Cortana shows up and greets his new comrades. John tries to figure out what planet his memories are recorded on. Cortana hints that his implant is jamming his emotions, so John decides to remove it. Kai observes this and repeats the removal of the implant. From that day, John starts to notice many new things, and he just walks around watching other people. He gets the idea to touch the artifact. As a child, John constantly drew two relics that are connected to each other. Cortana helps him find his home planet Eridanus too. An unknown epidemic has broken out there. killing all the inhabitants, including Jon's parents. He tells Catherine that there are 2 artifacts, and he wants to find out for himself what's on Eridanus II. After a while, they arrive at the planet. The dome under which the humans lived has been completely destroyed. Master Chief tries to find the place where he and his father dug a hole. It contained a box of his childhood drawings. Cortana recreates his home, and he remembers Catherine coming to see him. She assures him it was a glitch in the program. They also find the cave where little Jon first found the artifact. Kwan, along with Soren, return to Madrigal. She's promised a large sum of money if he takes her home. They arrive in the local capital. Kwan finds his friend Atu, but he is afraid to talk to her because of the reward for the girl. Later, she is told that most of the rebels who were with Ha have been executed. The duo cannot leave, as their ship is surrounded by Grath's men. Kwan goes to see her aunt. She says that her father spent all the money on the revolution, but their conversation is interrupted by an assassin. Soren comes to the rescue, but the assassin manages to escape. After a while, the duo hides in the desert. Their motorcycle breaks down and Soren leaves to find other transportation. Kwan breaks the handcuffs. When Soren returns, he doesn't see the girl and falls into her trap. She knocks Soren out and points a gun at him. In the past, Catherine has come to Eridanus II. She saw Jon save another boy.
I think it's wonderful.
Her husband was Admiral Jacob, which means Miranda is their daughter. She arrives on Eridanus II with the Spartans. Catherine asks Master Chief to stay away from the artifact. When the first stage of the research is over, the military along with the Spartans must remove the artifact. Kai begins to wonder why the Covenanters want to destroy the humans. Vanek doesn't understand why she is asking such stupid questions. Jon asks Kai to step back. He guesses that she has removed the implant. Kai is happy to see the world in new colors. However, Jon is not about to let her into the fray. Her mind is clogged with other thoughts, so he orders her back to the ship. Mackay flies to Madrigal but doesn't find the relic there. Mackay wants to find it on a residual trail. Parangoski doesn't like that Master Chief is starting to remember his past. Cortana is supposed to block out the consciousness, but Catherine doesn't see that as a problem. Thanks to him, they practically found the ancient weapon. As soon as the laser touched the artifact, it made a tremendous rumbling sound. The Covenanters picked up the signal. The artifact's protective shell burst. Miranda quickly realized that the artifact was emitting a signal, but her excitement is dashed by the news of her suspension from research. Jon asks Cortana to find information on how he was adopted, but all the information has disappeared and she doesn't know how it happened, which causes Jon to touch the artifact one more time. He sees Catherine stealing it from the house. Jon tries to hit Catherine, but Cortana disables the neural bridge. When Jon wakes up, their base has been attacked by an army of Covenanters. The main ship has been hit and will now be unable to get air support. Master Chief has been ordered to deliver the artifact to Catherine's ship. The Spartans band together and rush to the takeoff pad. A Covenant landing party is dropped in their path.
Switch to secondary.
I know how the game is played, Cortana.
The Spartans jump into the vehicle. Kai is left to cover the Marines. But there were too many enemies, and they breached her defenses. Master Chief notices this and runs to her aid. He uses the Covenant ship as a missile. After killing the masses and an elite Covenant, he saves Kai. A device descends from the sky to collect the artifact. Another alien picks up the artifact and climbs up to the ship. Before they fly away, they drop Maki, who pretends to be a hostage. Kai is badly injured. Because Kai had her implant removed, she is preventing the medics from doing their job. Jon blames himself for the loss of the artifact. Jacob is sure if Jon could find the artifact once he can again. Miranda tries to understand what Mackay is saying. Later, the squad returns to the base. Jon locks Catherine in the lab and activates the decontamination system. Catherine asks Cortana to fix the system, but she can't do anything. And at the last second, Jon saves Catherine. It was a test of Cortana's abilities. Parangoski had never seen other people who lived with the Covenanters, which makes her suspect she might be a spy. Makee has useful information to share about the Covenanters, but she will only tell Chief. Her superiors authorize the meeting. Makee names the planet where the Covenanters are holding the artifact, but she doesn't know where it is. Chief doesn't believe her. Then Makee says she's just like him. Meanwhile, Jacob is ordered to find the Aspero system and a planet suitable for Covenant life. They want to make a scapegoat out of Catherine, but they're interrupted by John. He orders them out of the room and leaves the two of them alone. Catherine says she created the Spartans to protect humanity, but she needed children for the augmentation to work properly. She took children from their families and replaced them with clones who soon died. Catherine says she is the only one who knows the truth, but their conversation is overheard by Miranda, and she suspects her mother of lying. Out in the hallway, he asks Cortana to tell him who she works for, and since she can't answer, he's going to remove the chip. In the evening, John visits Kai and tells her everything he's learned. Paragonski suspends Catherine from her job and puts Miranda in her place. Miranda takes Tess from Makee and asks her to translate a message they picked up a few days ago. John starts to feel sick. He runs a health diagnostic. The system says Chief is in critical condition. Catherine asks Miranda to come to her house. Miranda visits her mother and calls her a monster, then leaves. During this time, Catherine saved Miranda's retina to hack into the Spartan program. The gene results show that Chief and Makee have the same DNA. No one else in the world has such an anomaly. John goes to see Makee and has another attack. She tells him that she has learned to control the power, and if he lets her touch the artifact, she can help him. Catherine begins to secretly regain access to the program. Makee senses that something is about to happen, which causes her to push the guard. Chief taps into the artifact. Makee immediately loses consciousness. John lets the memory line up, and he is transported to the field with Makee. Their physical readings synchronize. Chief looks up and sees a ring girdling the planet, but as soon as he touches Makee, he comes to his senses. Quan remembers his family and crosses the sandstorm. Seeing someone's silhouettes, Quan stops and a sack is placed over her head. These people were mystics. Their leader Desiderata knows her name since she was acquainted with her father. At first they don't want to reveal their secrets, but when Quan tells of the journey she had to take to get here, Desiderata changes her mind. Quan's long ancestor discovered an unknown fuel that now powers the entire planet. One day he met a creature, a guest from another time, and explained to Ancestor Quan his duty. Quan takes a sip and is transported back to the day Master Chief took her. They land at the Mystics' camp. Rhett greets her and announces the start of the battle. Her opponent is Chief. He kills her instantly, but Quan comes back to life. After a few tries, Chief reaches out and takes her to the well. The creature changes many guises and stops on Ha's form. He explains that this well is a portal, but while this place is in danger, the secret of the portal cannot be revealed. That's why they've been protecting the planet. Now Quan is the new protector. She wakes up and returns to her colony. Grath, with the help of a satellite, notices movement and sends his mercenaries there. Quan hears a commotion and finds Soren. An argument begins between them, but they are interrupted by Grath. Quan suggests filling the pipe with gas and shooting it at the right moment. All enemies will die in 1 second. The soldiers go on the attack. The pipe will have to be opened through a tight passage, which leaves Soren to cover the girl. As a former Spartan, he's much stronger and smarter than ordinary soldiers. Even so, he gets blindsided and is hit in the torso. Quan finds a Spartan weapon and fires it into the tube. The entire colony begins to explode, but the duo manages to hide. As a reward for his help, Soren receives money and Grath's ship. John begins to trust Makee and allows him to walk around the base with him. His health readings come back to normal. Chafe wants to know why the Covenant wants the artifacts. The aliens believe that a divine wind will envelop the world and carry the worthy to the sacred ring. But those not worthy are forced to die.
And you believe that? Humans are unworthy.
Back at base, he watches a report on the captured cities. The Covenanters are destroying everything in their path. Chief suggests letting Mackay find the second artifact so they can find the Covenanters and give them a fight. With no other choice, they have to agree. Jon returns to Maki and tells her that she will be allowed to touch the artifact. Maki kisses Jon and they make love while Cortana watches. Upon waking up, Maki considers killing Jon, but she decides she would be better off with humans and she removes the hidden weapon. Catherine contacts Maki. She's sure they are being used by the government and asks Maki to convince Jon to bring the artifact to her. But when Catherine talks about the awakening of true humanity, Mackay brings up the words of the Covenanters, causing her to hang up. Then Catherine activates the Zeta protocol in the Spartans. Now they can only receive orders from Catherine. They have to get Chafe and Mackay to her ship. Kai tries to convey that they can't do that, causing the other Spartans to knock the girl out. When Catherine gets Mackay, she doesn't need Chafe anymore, causing Cortana to take over his body completely. Miranda decoded the Covenant message and realized it was Mackay's voice. But the connection to headquarters is gone. Mackay plots what the humans will do after the Covenants are destroyed. Cortana doesn't want Chafe killed and warns him about the Zeta protocol. It was Cortana who shut down all communication. Chief asks Maki to run. Vanek runs out and starts beating Chief. Cortana turns on the car and crashes into Vanek, while Chief fights Reese. But right away against two Spartans in armor, he didn't stand a chance. Kai gets free and runs to Chief's aid. The soldiers find out that Mackay was the one who captured their ship, and they use weapons on her. Mackay returns to the Covenant side and activates the artifact. When Chief wakes up, Maki has already escaped with the artifact. Chief and Jacob convince the Spartans that Catherine stole them from their families and brainwashed them. Kai jumps on Catherine's ship and sneaks in, but Catherine escapes in an escape pod. A little later, the Spartans go in search of the Covenant planet, and Catherine is captured by the military. She's sentenced to death, but it turns out they've captured a clone. Maki delivers both pieces of the artifacts to the Hierarchs. Alone, the Hierarchs think about how they're gonna kill her. The Spartan ship arrives in an unknown system, and they immediately find the right planet. The Spartans jump to the surface and take the Covenanters' weapons. The ceremony is interrupted. Cortana notices over 1,000 opponents running towards them. This includes the Covenant elite, the Zealots. Reese takes on the largest opponent, while Chief fights off the Zealots. The energy shield quickly runs out, but Master Chief kills the Zealots and throws their weapons at the giant. Seeing how Jon could be killed, Maki decides to activate the artifact and blows away the Covenanters. Now everyone knows where the sacred ring is hidden. Maki and Chief are transported there. Chief sees Maki bleeding. Kai had to kill her to save Chief. Most of the Spartans can't fight anymore. Chief asks Cortana to take his body, but she won't do it, and then Chief purposely lets his enemies beat himself up. To save Chafe, Cortana takes his body. Now he has become the perfect weapon to easily defeat an entire army of Covenanters. Carrying the artifact aboard the ship, the Spartans escape. Later, when Kai asks Chief if he's back, he just turns his head. That concludes the first part. Well, if you want a sequel, just let us know in the comments. We'll be back soon. Bye.